Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Some say that China's development is an epic written in steel and concrete. From the natural barrier of the Yangtze River to the extremes of the Tibetan Plateau, from underground tunnels spanning 1,000 meters to bridges reaching the clouds, 1.4 billion Chinese have carved paths through mountains and tamed mighty rivers. Across 9.6 million square kilometers of land, they have etched the trajectory of a nation sprinting toward modernization. In 2018, a colossal steel dragon leaped out of the Lingdingyang. This bridge stretches 55 kilometers, built over 6 grueling years by tens of thousands of workers, with 33 immersed tube sections connected with an accuracy of no more than 4 centimeters. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, backed by 400 patents, answered the world's skepticism. While the West claimed that complex geology made bridge building impossible, Chinese engineers used an integrated bridge island tunnel approach, reducing travel time from Zhuhai to Hong Kong from 4 hours to just 40 minutes. This is not just a bridge, it's a declaration of a nation breaking through its constraints. Cutting paths through mountains and building bridges over waters is never just a metaphor, it is the survival philosophy of the Chinese people. In this video, we're diving into a topic that will set your heart racing: China's mega projects. These feats not only leave the world in awe but have also transformed our daily lives. But do you know how they were built? What are the untold technological secrets behind them? Stay tuned, as today we unveil the mysteries of these extraordinary engineering marvels. On this map of China, it's not highways or railways that crisscross the nation like veins, but rather, one bridge after another. To date, over 960,000 bridges of all kinds, highway bridges and high-speed railway bridges included, have been constructed on Chinese soil. In fact, nearly 45.2% of the 40,000 kilometers of high-speed railways are built on bridges. These marvels span towering mountains and rushing rivers, connecting towns and villages, making China a country of bridges. Truly, the title infrastructure maniac lives up to its name. When renowned British motoring expert Jeremy Clarkson first visited China, he was absolutely blown away by the country's infrastructure. Driving along China's highway bridges, he remarked,
"In 1988, China had no motorways at all. And now, 30 years later, it has 84,000 miles of them. That's more than any other country in the world. And they're only just getting into their stride. Since 2011, they've been building 6,000 miles of motorway every year. 6,000 miles a year! It beggars belief, and it's not like the terrain is easy. Here, though, there ain't no mountain high enough, and there ain't no valley low enough to stop them. This bridge, for example, is 34 miles long. And then there's this one, the Beipanjiang Bridge. You could fit the London Shard underneath it, twice over. I'm telling you, in Britain we're doomed."
That's right. When it comes to bridge building technology, Britain simply can't compare to China. In the world of bridge engineering, there's a famous saying: for bridge construction, look to Europe and America before the 1970s, to Japan in the 1990s, and to China in the 21st century. Today, China's bridge construction has reached the world's top tier. Chinese bridges have become not only a shining postcard of China, but also an important symbol of its comprehensive national strength. Over half of the world's long-span bridges are built by Chinese engineers. In the rugged mountains of southwest China, a colossal steel dragon soars into the sky, linking the provinces of Guizhou and Yunnan. This is the Beipanjiang Bridge, once hailed as the world's highest bridge, a title now surpassed by another marvel built by Chinese engineers. Curious about which bridge it is? Make sure to subscribe to my channel. We'll reveal all the details in the next video. The vertical distance, from the bridge deck to the valley floor of the Beipanjiang Bridge, reaches 565 meters. Equivalent to 200 stories high. Building such a long-span bridge is no easy feat. The Beipanjiang Grand Canyon boasts treacherous terrain, complex geological conditions, and is subject to relentless winds, dense fog, and low temperatures. No one had ever thought it possible to construct a bridge in such an extreme environment. Yet, Chinese engineers were not intimidated by these challenges. With ingenuity and courage, they overcame obstacle after obstacle. To build bridge piers on such steep cliffs, engineers invented the moving formwork system, assembling the piers section by section like building blocks. They also utilized smart concrete, a material that automatically adjusts its temperature to prevent cracking, ensuring the piers are both robust and durable. The two concrete main towers of this bridge stand majestically, with the tallest reaching 883 feet, equivalent to the height of a 90-story building. The bridge deck is constructed from 22,000 tons of steel, with a total weight equal to that of 5 Titanic ships. The vertical distance from the valley floor to the bridge deck even surpasses the height of the New York World Trade Center, enough to fit an entire skyscraper. The total length of the bridge's steel cables reaches 250 miles, which, if stretched out, could extend from New York City all the way to Washington, D.C. The entire bridge spans the canyon, measuring about 1 mile in length, while the highest point of the tower peaks at 2,461 feet. The height, from the valley floor to the tower's tip, is greater than the combined height of 2 Eiffel Towers, plus the Statue of Liberty. Such a scale of engineering and technical difficulty represents the pinnacle of human bridge building history.
Nice.
This level of engineering and technical difficulty is not only a masterpiece in the history of bridge construction, but has also earned widespread international recognition. Even President Trump himself said publicly, China's achievements in bridge construction are astonishing. They have accomplished projects we could never imagine, with incredible speed and quality. The United States needs to learn from China's determination. At the same time, US President Trump also expressed his deep affection for China, emphasizing how much he loves the country.
I love China. People say, oh, you don't like China. No, I love them. But their leaders are much smarter than our leaders. And we can't sustain ourselves with that. There's too much. It's like take the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and have them play your high school football team. That's the difference between China's leaders and our leaders. China, you go there now, roads, bridges, schools, you never saw anything like it. They have bridges that make the George Washington Bridge look like small potatoes. And they're all over the place.
The Beipanjiang Bridge began construction in October 2010 and officially opened to traffic in December 2016. Upon its completion, it immediately caused a global sensation. Major media outlets rushed to cover the story.
Well, a walk across a new bridge in China could send your heart racing because it's the world's highest, and it opened today. It stands more than 1,800 feet above the valley below, and that's more than 1/3 of a mile. The bridge cuts the drive time between two southwest Chinese cities from 4 hours to just 1.
John Davis, president of the American Society of Civil Engineers, admitted, if this bridge were built in the United States, it would take at least 20 years. Yet Chinese engineers completed this epic super project in just 6 years. Such speed is extremely rare in the history of bridge construction. They even installed AI monitoring systems on both sides of the canyon to adjust the tension of the steel cables in real time. The sheer capability to execute such a massive engineering project makes it hard to believe that China is still considered a developing country. It's simply more impressive than anything achieved by any developed nation. But the speed myth of Chinese engineers reached its peak with the reconstruction of an urban bridge. Next, let's take a look at how Chinese engineers built a bridge in under 43 hours. That's right. This is the construction process of Beijing Sanyuan Bridge back in 2015. Although 10 years have passed, it still leaves people in awe. The United States should learn from China on how to build bridges faster. I just hope that the US stops attacking China, but honestly, I think they're just jealous. Such high efficiency and top-notch construction simply can't happen in the US. In 2015, the time-lapse video of Beijing's Sanyuan Bridge being rebuilt in just 43 hours quickly went viral worldwide. The video was only 30 seconds long, but its views skyrocketed. It captured the entire reconstruction process by Chinese engineers, from the start of construction to the full reopening of traffic, all completed in just 43 hours. Foreign netizens were stunned. While praising China's incredible speed, they couldn't help but roast their own countries. An Indian netizen commented that such a project in India would take at least 5 years. An American netizen said that if this were in the US, it would take at least 20 years to complete. Meanwhile, Chinese engineers finished in less than 2 days what would take 20 congressional hearings and 50 revised blueprints just to start in the US. Another netizen jokingly claimed that in their country, such a project would require 3 presidential terms to complete. Another American netizen, after seeing this, was completely shocked. He simply couldn't believe that China was able to build and put a bridge into use in just 43 hours. Because in the United States, building a simple bridge takes years. For example, a street light in front of my house burned out, and it took an electrician 5 months just to fix it. Seeing these complaints from overseas netizens, I can't help but laugh and cry at the same time. Even British academics were in awe of China's infrastructure speed. In one of his academic lectures, he remarked,
China has actually soared. It's meteoric. Former Czech President Václav Havel, I think, put it best. He said, all this has happened so fast, we haven't yet had time to be astonished. To remind myself how astonished I should be, I occasionally look out the window in my office in Cambridge at this bridge which goes across the Charles River between the Kennedy School and Harvard Business School. In 2012, the state of Massachusetts said they were going to renovate this bridge. It would take 2 years. In 2014, they said it wasn't finished. In 2015, they said it would take 1 more year. In 2015, they said it's not finished. We're not going to tell you when it's going to be finished. Finally, last year it was finished 3 times over budget.
The professor then talked about his trip to Beijing, where he drove past the famous Sanyuan Bridge.
Now, compare this to a similar bridge that I drove across last month in Beijing. It's called the Sanyuan Bridge. In 2015, the Chinese decided they wanted to renovate that bridge. It actually has twice as many lanes of traffic. How long did it take for them to complete the project? What do you bet? Take a guess. Okay, take a look. The answer is 43 hours. Now, of course, that couldn't happen in New York.
After these words, cheers erupted throughout the room. The audience's faces were filled with disbelief, staring at the professor in awe, as if saying, this can't be real. It was truly hard to believe. The professor added that this was not just a triumph of technology, but also an organizational revolution. China has taken parallel engineering to the extreme, design, prefabrication, and demolition all happening simultaneously, compressing time to its physical limits. He also pointed out why China has become so powerful today.
Okay, behind this speed and execution is a purpose-driven leader and a government that works. The most ambitious and most competent leader on the international stage today is China's President Xi Jinping. And he's made no secret about what he wants. As he said when he became president 6 years ago, his goal is to make China great again.
That's right. This wise British professor made a very valid point. The Chinese always approach things with incredible efficiency, never dragging their feet. While other countries are still debating bridge construction plans, Chinese engineers have already torn down the old bridge and built a new one. This is the essence of China's speed. When all the braggarts around the world witness China's speed, every other pace seems as slow as a snail. China continues to create astonishing stories for the world. China's speed is the speed of global development. Wherever the Chinese go, construction and progress follow. This is what true global leadership looks like. Time and time again, the speed of China's infrastructure projects has shattered the world's understanding of what is possible. Do you know how Chinese engineers managed to complete this epic engineering project in just 43 hours? Let's continue. Beijing's Sanyuan Bridge is an interchange consisting of 3 main bridges, 5 ramp bridges, and 7 ramps. It is located at the junction of Beijing's East 3rd Ring Road and North 3rd Ring Road, serving as an important transportation hub in the city. During peak hours, as many as 13,000 vehicles pass through in just 1 hour. The main bridge covers an area of 1,715 square meters, with a total length of 54.3 meters and a width of 44.8 meters. After 30 years of service, the bridge was gradually becoming overloaded, and its surface began to show signs of aging and damage. Following detailed inspections by bridge engineers, it was determined that the bridge's load-bearing capacity had significantly declined. To ensure traffic safety and efficiency, China decided to reconstruct the Sanyuan Bridge. Using traditional beam replacement methods would not only take a long time but also cause severe disruptions to Beijing's traffic. This approach was clearly not in line with China's infrastructure speed. So, the key challenge was, how can the bridge be reconstructed without affecting normal traffic? This was the main problem engineers had to solve. After repeated research and demonstrations by bridge experts, Chinese engineers decided to adopt the bridge replacement method. This method is simple and effective. Remove the existing old bridge and install the new bridge. While this might sound simple, the actual execution was a different story. Although the entire project lasted 43 hours, the original construction plan aimed to complete the process within just 24 hours. So, what unexpected changes occurred during this period that caused the project to be delayed by a full 19 hours? Before the Sanyuan Bridge project officially began, the Beijing Road Maintenance Group used a multi-dimensional platform to break down and reorganize every step of the construction process. Thousands of workers underwent countless 3D animation simulations to ensure that every stage of the construction was well understood. In China, there is a saying, even with 100 careful plans, a single oversight can still occur. Despite such detailed pre-construction planning, unexpected challenges still arose during the on-site execution. At 11 p.m. on November 13, 2015, the Sanyuan Bridge reconstruction project officially began. The first step was to dismantle the old bridge. The original plan was to use 2 1,000-ton beam transporters to carry away the cut bridge sections directly. However, an unforeseen issue occurred. The bridge deck's weight had far exceeded the transporter's carrying capacity. Although the transporters had a maximum load capacity of 2,000 tons, the bridge actually weighed 2,900 tons. To solve this problem, engineers had to first cut and remove the 2 1,300-ton side sections of the bridge, then further cut them into smaller pieces for cranes to lift away. Finally, the central bridge deck was transported away in one piece. It was precisely this unexpected complication that caused the originally planned 24-hour project to be extended to 43 hours. Although dismantling the old bridge caused a delay, the most critical challenge was how to accurately place the new bridge in the exact position of the old one. Once the old bridge was moved to a temporary storage site, the new steel bridge, measuring 54.9 meters long and 44.8 meters wide, was transported into place. However, an even greater challenge emerged. The placement error had to be controlled within 20 millimeters. For the engineers, this was an enormous challenge. To ensure absolute precision, engineers implemented a dual navigation system. Beidou satellite navigation system was used for aerial positioning. Optoelectronic navigation was used for vehicle alignment correction. With this dual precision control system, the final positioning error was reduced to just 9 millimeters, a truly remarkable feat. By 11 a.m. on November 15, 2015, the most technically demanding phase of the project was successfully completed. Once the new bridge was in place, the remaining work was relatively straightforward. In the afternoon, construction began on the road surface, including pouring counterweight concrete, laying asphalt, and installing expansion joints and protective barriers. By 6 p.m., the site was fully cleaned up, and the bridge was officially open to traffic. The entire project took 43 hours to complete, marking the successful reconstruction of the Sanyuan Bridge. During this reconstruction, Chinese engineers skillfully utilized advanced technologies such as Beidou positioning systems, laser alignment, and infrared positioning to ensure accuracy and efficiency. Although some challenges were encountered, the project was successfully completed in the end. The Sanyuan Bridge reconstruction project was the first time in China that a large-scale bridge replacement was completed in a single operation at an important traffic hub. On a global scale, this level of efficiency and technological precision is even more groundbreaking. While Western countries are still debating the so-called democracy efficiency paradox, Chinese engineers have proven with the Sanyuan Bridge project what true speed and efficiency look like. As the New York Times commented, China is redefining modern governance with Tesla-style innovation in the infrastructure sector. With each mega project built, China continues to overcome world-class engineering challenges through innovative techniques and advanced construction methods, earning it the moniker infrastructure maniac. Moreover, China has undertaken major projects in numerous other countries, each emblematic of its development drive. Behind China's global leadership in infrastructure lies not only a leap in technology, but also the support of a mighty nation. For over a century, from the devastation at the founding of the People's Republic of China, it has been the successive struggles of generations of Chinese engineers that have painted the picture of today's prosperous China. And yet, this is not the end for China. In the future, the infrastructure maniac will continue to help more developing countries modernize, create new opportunities for development, and build a better, more livable world for all. Each bridge, every road, and every project connects cities and countrysides, the present and the future, China and the world. Chinese infrastructure has not only reshaped the face of China, but also exemplified the strength, spirit, and speed of the nation. The infrastructure maniac will never stop. What miracles do you think Chinese infrastructure will create in the next decade? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. See you in the next video.